Hello everyone and welcome to Project Love Sky and welcome to your pick a card reading. Today we are going to be receiving messages of synchronicities and encouragement from Goddess Kuan Yin, or the aspect of the universal love energy that we know by the name of Goddess Kuan Yin or Avalokiteshvara. And first I'd like to explain how I work with the cards, with the crystals and anything you see here as tools of receiving synchronicities. So I open myself up as a conduit of the energy of unconditional love and the universal energy, so they can co-create with all of us and share with us any synchronicities, messages of encouragement, or kind reminders of the answers that you all already hold within you. And so we can just find our own paths, our own alignment with the inner knower that you all have and the inner clarity that is within your heart. And I hope the messages are helpful in empowering you to have faith, trust, and love in your inner guidance, and to keep our hearts open for this journey of inner growth and the expansion of unconditional love here on planet Earth together. Also, anything that I do here in terms of working with the energies, receiving messages and synchronicities, I'd like to remind you that you also are able to do this by yourself as well, because as human beings, I believe we all have that innate abilities to connect to the love energy and universal energy of Mother Nature. And that's how we co-create, and that's how we flow or receive encouragement from the energy that are helping us in our paths. So I'm just one example of that limitless co-creation possibilities that we all naturally have as human beings, okay? And before we get into the tarot readings, I will give you a little short moment to tune to your center, tune to your heart energy center, and find your pal. And I'll leave on a bit of a meditation music track so you can tune into the right pal for you. But also there's no right or wrong pal actually. Anyone that you are drawn to, trust that. And if you're drawn to more than one, trust that as well, okay? So I'll just give you some time to connect with the energy of your own heart. Hello and welcome to your tarot reading for pile number 1. And we are going to be working with, for your pile, the Eastern Ink Tarot, and it is going to be in this watercolor Oriental Chinese artwork. It is a very beautiful deck, and with blue edging, so some of you might be working with communications, the throat energy center, in taking care of that flow of your communications, or in how to be able to reflect what's within outwards through your communications. Okay, that is the first message I received for your pal. And with your candle, I do want to light this up for you, even though we already have 3 candles going on, but the more the merrier. Let's just put her there and give her a go. Let's set the intentions together. Thank you for the universal energy of love, of unconditional love that help guide us, and share with us their knowledge and wisdom in the path of inner growth, in the path of learning through unconditional love of self, of life, and of all energies around us. And let us, clearly receive the messages and be able to understand, gain clarity, and apply those knowledge to our inner growth. So let's begin and see what messages of unconditional love for Goddess Kuan Yin would like to come through today. There we go. That's pretty strong flame. You're pretty fiery right now, aren't you? You're quite... Some of you might feel like you're not stable. Some of you feel flickery, right? But in a very powerful, fiery way. That's because sometimes you feel that instability, that sense of fluctuation. It's they'd like me to tell you that if you look deeper, you'll find what that feeling actually is. It might not be a feeling that you feel often, but they're saying it is a positive one. And like they'd want me to share, for me, for instance, right? When this energy comes in, it could be just pure excitement. It's a lot of passionate energy, okay? And what that is for you, that's within you, for each and every one of you, is going to be different. But rest assured that it is a good time for you to be in. It is a good energy for you to be in. And it's just that it might be an unknown realm of frequency that you are traveling through, because let's just say it's a form of beauty that you may not have experienced before from within or from around you. And that is why it can be difficult, or can just be confusing to pinpoint what that burning, intense energy within you is. They don't want me to tell you. They want me to just open up this opportunity of inner exploration, because they're saying you already know that within, and you're going to find that by yourself. So when the next time you experience another energy that you can't quite pinpoint, you'll learn how to identify those mixed emotions, right? How to identify different stages of frequencies that you will be traveling through in this lifetime. I'm seeing if they'd like me to read from the book. Honestly, I don't know how long this is going to go. I was planning to keep it short, but maybe I do feel like I can give you as long as you need. Let's see. So I have here the guidebook. Oh, let me show you up close. It says, Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Right? Recognizing your suffering. It might not even be a suffering. If you recognize this frequency now and are able to teach yourself to decipher your own energy, recognizing what you think is suffering could actually turn into recognizing the complete opposite, which is opportunities, which is empowerment, which is passion and enthusiasm or ambition, right?
those qualities might be what you think you're suffering, but what do you feel, right? So let's read for your card. If it's not too long, we can read the entire thing, because I really do want to be able to like leave this video as gratitudes to the universal energy, to Goddess Kuan Yin, in all the knowledge I've learned through her stories, her lifetimes, and also to you and all the tarot readers of YouTube who has helped me get to where I am. I am so grateful beyond words. Okay. It is quite long, so if you do want to skip to the card reading, I'll leave the timestamp below. But if you want to stick with me and read through her stories, so we can understand her energy better and learn together, right? Then yeah, stick around. Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion, right? Curiosity, like what is that within me? Like what is this strange stage that feels like an overwhelming tsunami, but it is in a way quite balanced, right? It seems like a natural balanced state to be in, balanced, half clear, half unclear. Curiosity breeds compassion. Okay, so looking and recognizing that is another message that I'm receiving. Who is she? Kuan Yin represents the presence that listens deeply to our prayers spoken from the heart. Kuan Yin, or Kuan Yin with a Q or a K, right, is an incarnation of Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva of compassion. She is known as the goddess of mercy and is considered to be the most loved Buddhist deity. Her name translates in Chinese as the one who perceives the cries of the world. She is often compared to the Virgin Mary in Christianity because she intercedes on behalf of those who call out to her with humility and sincerity. Scholars believe that the Buddhist monk Kumarajiva was the first to refer to the female form of Kuan Yin in his Chinese translation of the Lotus Sutra in 406 CE. She's associated with the number 33 because she appears 33 times in this sacred text. The Lotus Sutra reveals that the mudra most often associated with Kuan Yin is the Yoni mudra. Her cupped hands symbolize the womb to remind us that we all enter this world through the female form. The Buddhist saint Miao Shan is believed to have been an incarnation of Kuan Yin. Kuan Yin was originally worshipped as a male deity, but at some point during the Northern Song dynasty, 960 to 1126, Kuan Yin began to be worshipped as a female. Miao Shan is believed to be the cause of this transformation. The legends of Miao Shan contain beautiful accounts of her saving sailors from drowning in rough seas. For saving sailors from drowning in rough seas, right? No wonder they picked this, like in rough sea, like I said before. You felt like you feel like it's like strong currents, strong overwhelming currents and waves of energy that you can't quite pinpoint, and you interpret it, and you may interpret it as a tsunami, like as something that's negative. Spirits are saying that rest assured that it is not. It actually is the complete opposite, and deep down you can sense it as well. Let's continue. when your soul selects her card. Quan Yin is about the deep medicine that comes simply from being willing to bear witness to someone else's pain. To really listen, we have to move from the ego to the soul so that the story we are listening to doesn't become about us or trigger us. This also applies to the moment when we are listening to the story we tell ourselves about who we are. We are often far harsher and less forgiving to ourselves than we would ever be to someone else. Kuan Yin suggests that we listen simply with curiosity. Curiosity allows us to detach from needing to take the suffering of someone we love personally. Curiosity is a door that leads to compassion. It frees us from feeling as though we have to react to what we hear, or defend and explain our part in their suffering. We can just perceive the pain that they are in, or we can finally hear our own cries of despair and not seek to judge or justify them. We can just be present to what needs to be heard. Kuan Yin is the powerful energy of giving witness to our own or to someone else's suffering. Often, just a calm, abiding presence of compassion is all that is needed to transform that suffering into clear light. They're telling me to look at this, right? Transform the cloudiness, the energy, the stagnant energy, the dense frequencies into transparency, into pure, transparent light. That's what you're doing. And that is something that they're going to want to help highlight through this card reading as well. Soul voice meditation. What pain or suffering can I listen to now with curiosity? So what pain or suffering can I listen to now with curiosity? And the intention is I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. So it is what is on the card. Okay. Yeah, let me take a sip of water. That's quite, it's the energy. I'm telling you, if you feel dehydrated, if you feel thirsty, if you feel like you're drinking water like crazy, they're saying that's your body adjusting to the new frequencies. So you can decipher and understand this new timeline that you're in, this new energy shift in your soul that is being upgraded through your inner self and your higher self and your guides. So that could be something. Or for some of you, they could simply be asking you to just drink more water. Okay. Let me put your card here just so you can still tune in. Oops, this one just fell down like while I was shuffling and just opened up. We're taking it. Seven of Swords. feeling this overwhelming energy from your pal in particular? Like these waves, waves of emotions, waves of energy, waves of ascensions. You may have been through quite a number of ascensions back to back. Okay, they're helping you ride this wave, surf this wave, okay, in a way that's not going to be a flood, in a way that's not going to be a giant, I'm hearing some of you have connections to Atlantis, and this reading could be something that help you heal and recognize a suffering related to one of your inner knowings in regards to a time in Atlantis or in other ancient civilizations you may be related to. And I'm hearing some of you might find it challenging to transmute that energy or allow yourself to open that chapter or to look into that suffering because it's so overwhelming for you. And they're gonna help you, okay? There's going to be something in this reading that the energy and the stories of Goddess Kuan Yin and all the other guides and loving universal energy of the cosmos that are working with us today will help you. Queen of Cups. Also, I do not read reversals. Six of Pentacles. See that past shift. They want me to open this first. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. Right? They wanted me to open this first because this is what that is currently hidden. Is there is a deeper knowing in you that this intertwining stories of your life here, your life now, and your life in the other timelines and in other lifetimes are all interconnected in this path of your soul's learning and ascension. There is divine guidance that has shed light for you in understanding or in revealing those past times, right? Whatever experiences you have gone through in Atlantis, Lemuria, or any other lifetimes that has been revealed to all of you, you will understand that they are intertwined and that you are here to learn from them and to release them and transmute the cloudiness into transparency, right? Look, that transparent scroll of wisdom, those are what the universal energy has been sending to you. Scrolls of wisdom in a fashion that there's no tangible evidence. There's the 3D realities and understandings of it, of those events may not be, let's not say may not, they're asking you to look from a higher dimension, the higher dimensional perspectives, to be able to transmute this cloudiness that is settling down at the bottom of your soul and have them rise up and be a part of your wisdom, your kindness, your compassion, right? Finally transmute it in balance and recognizing that suffering. I feel like a lot of you have already recognized it and are learning to release it. And curiosity breeds compassion. That means whenever you're ready, maybe look more into it. There may be more to the stories than you know, and there may be details in there that will help you actually move on. There may be details in there that our fear is holding us, like not allowing us to go and explore. And once you understand that fear is merely just, it's natural, right? It is a part of something that will be transmuted into wisdom for you as well. Because in this current energy, you have the Queen of Cups. It's a mothering, loving energy, and that's what the energy of Goddess Kuan Yin, her stories in her lifetimes, and the universal energies would like to share with you is this cup. These events are revealed to you as a gift of freedom. They're revealed to you as a cup of fulfillment to your soul. So you can allow your oversoul, your higher self, your inner self, yourself in the past timelines, yourself in any other timelines. Because time is a construct and everything is just quantum physics, right? Stacked on top of each other. So by you recognizing that suffering now, here in your timeline, here in this present moment, that energy is intertwined. You can help different parts of yourself. In this lifetime, different corners of your subconscious, of your inner child, will at the same time send those energies to yourself in a parallel timeline or in a past timeline that a part of your frequency could be, I don't want to say stuck. They're a part of your frequencies or energies, the spiritual life force remains in those events for you to extract wisdom and regain your full natural state. And they really want me to emphasize that it is not that like a part of you is trapped. It is not like they're there in misery. No, it's just time. They're telling me time is more complicated than we recognize it to be, even with quantum physics. And there, a part of yourself actually chose to kind of just dwell, wait, and learn like in that frequency. So you here in this timeline could meet that part of yourself and come together in integration. You know, honestly, I'm just letting the message flow through today, and I don't even know part of the stuff I'm saying, but I'm not gonna hold back anymore, right? That's what you should do as well. Don't hold back whichever gifts, abilities. If you recall your past lives, if you recall some events, if you feel like you can transmute and send energies across to different parts of yourself, do it, right? Curiosity breeds compassion. You don't know what's gonna happen unless you try. And what is the harm in sending love, right? In sending compassion and recognizing the suffering of yourself, of others, right? Because I feel this has a lot to do with just you. With your pal, you understand that with tarot readings and messages you receive here, it is best to focus on ourselves. It is best to receive messages and work with our inner self, because it is kind of universal laws, consent, and boundaries, right? With other people's energies. This is all about you. And you're that powerful, so you're that, you have the inner understanding to be able to look through this. I'm hearing again and again, 7 of Swords. Some of you feel this weight from an event in either this lifetime, in the past, but for a specific person who's listening to this, that weight, deep down you know, can be something related to a time in Atlantis, to your time in Atlantis, in Lemuria, or any other stars systems you go through. And there are some things that you recall, even though they're just transparent scrolls of Akashic records, right? Maybe you accessed that part of you and the Akashic records has been given to you as a cup. You recognize that suffering. You're just learning to work with all the iCloud systems of the universe, right? That's what the Akashic record is. So ask them how, for help if you need to. They will be willing to give you guidance, right? Simply ask for help. And they're saying if you hold yourself accountable, if you hold yourself blame, judgment, guilt towards a scenario, a decision, a situation in the past, whether it is this timeline or the other timelines, that you feel you may have contributed to suffering of others or suffering of your loved ones or yourself, that like they're saying they hold nothing against you. And I feel this as I say this, I feel this overwhelming love energy that is of, they're just telling me, you know, there's nothing to forgive because it wasn't something we judge you, or it wasn't something we blame you to begin with. Okay, that's some of your soul collectives who have been in other lifetimes with you maybe, and really want to get this message across to you. And they're saying they hope, and they'll do their best if you ask their help, that they can send the energies to you right now. And I'm hearing like you can feel it right now. If you open up your energy centers, you will feel it, how they hold nothing against you. Never have and never will. Because once in that moment, even in the people said their failed the experiments in Atlantis, or things that we did as a human collective to have brought to an end of different various civilizations, or traumatic events down in our history and our timelines, right? They're saying we're all learning, and in those moments, those were a part of our lessons too, and their lessons too, and the divine and all the etheric realms expansion in understanding life and the flow of the possibilities of things. And yes, those events occurred, and they'd like you to understand that from their perspectives, we all did our best. They did our best from up there, we did our best from down here, in a state where we were on planet Earth. So you did your best too. And all those sufferings, pain, were, I'm fine, they're trying to, I don't know how to say this, but the only word they're telling me is weren't a necessity. They were necessary occurrences in in expanding our love capacities, in coming back to our true selves. So if you have, right, because the Seven of Swords is like, people say it's judging, stealing, lying, all of those things in a time when humanity was very polarized. It was very black and white. We had all these rules that if you lie, it's wrong, if you steal, it's wrong. And those mindsets are for some of you specifically, they know that you have this understanding, and then continuing, right, to see a world in a more freeing and just with the, how do you call this, case by case, right, time by time, situation by situation. And if you're looking from your perspectives here, right, Quan is there, she's saying you recognize the suffering, but the suffering is overwhelming because you recognize it from a state where your soul has ascended so far from that time. And in this moment, with the ability to love like you have, the ability to share, to have compassion like you have, it seems like a thousand more times the pain, because you couldn't, it's difficult from this large gap, right? And they're saying, look at that event from the time that the past you were in, the you in that other timelines were in, the standards that they were in, the circumstances, the society, the community, the survival, the system that you were in that time, and how that may have also led to us making certain decisions. Of course, these are just to recognize the correlations and release the blame, right? There's no blame. There's no justified resentment. I think I heard that from Wayne Dyer yesterday. That may be something interesting if you'd like to listen to his talks. I'm just starting out to listen to him as well. So, but he was talking about this, and it was very interesting too. So in this current energy, they want you to look at the past. If these past energies come up, the way they want you to look at this is like this. There's a man holding swords. Your mind goes like, there's a man stealing swords. You don't know that, right? You don't know that. There's a man holding a bunch of swords. There are some swords left behind. He's holding a bunch of swords. There's a tent. There's clouds. There's some other tents, right? Like, look at your memories for the fact that they are, and learn to detect how sufferings may have come from a certain assumption within us. Assumptions of ourselves, of some information we receive from the Akashic records, from our subconscious. Assumptions. And that there's no such thing as a black and white. There's only the middle path that allows you to look at things from a clean slate at each particular moment in time as they really are. So you can't say, like, I did this, so like, oh, he's holding the sword and there's a tent, therefore he's stealing. I mean, I know by the book, right? By the 3D dimensional logic, by the Rider-Waite Smith book, it is what that card means. But what does it mean to you, right? You have a more there's a saying, isn't it more fun to look through the Akashic records by yourself and the scroll just comes never ending in time that you're ready, right? They're giving it to you because you may have asked for a certain growth, a certain healing, and therefore ask and it is given. Like Abraham Hicks once said, right? You asked for this freedom. You asked for this healing. And they're helping you, okay? They keep on saying they understand how painful this suffering within your soul's energy could be to look at, to experience, or to start recognizing. So follow just your curiosity, like what seems like a fun way to approach this. What seems like a way that is natural to you to approach all of these situations. Judgment, right? This card. Importance of judgment. They're helping you release that from yourself. Judgment you've placed on your own soul. I think I've heard from, I'm not sure if it's Abraham Hicks, that up there, no one's judging you. That's why because once they transcend from a physical form, they re-emerge into pure love energy. And in that state where they're no longer constrained by brainwaves, by physical chemicals, by programs, by subconscious behaviors and patterns, they see the bigger picture and they understand the role they had to play, the role you had to play in the intertwining cosmos of love. And therefore, there's no one judging you up there, because the harshest person that could place judgment upon you have always been yourself. And because of this judgment we hold within to a past action, to a past experience that no longer is even a part of your timeline, is influencing this timeline, and they want to help you overcome this with love, so you can walk the path of your highest good. You can walk the path of your soul's calling. Right? Maybe take some time. If you're a tarot reader, or if you're interested in tarot, or just Google the Seven of Swords card and look at it. Learn that energy through and through. Just study it. Not by the book, by your Akashic records, your Akashic guides, okay? Study it with them and see how you look at this, because there may be keys for you to relook at things in your life from a brand new light. That's the cup they're giving you. That's the nurturing that Goddess Kuan Yin, her energy, and the universal energy would like to help you with, is to find a place of compassion for yourself, to have enough curiosity and find ways that is most loving and passionate to you. Because at the same time, they wanted me to remind you that in the beginning, the flame was super strong, right? Like, you are passionate about your path, about your goal, about the things that you are creating. And a part of that manifesting in this timeline, a part of that beautiful unfolding it has to do with releasing this energy. If anything, that those past events are going to be what you use to give others freedom. It is not give them, but be an example, right? Be an example, and you'll find yourself being able to share when people ask for help, being able to give, because now you're learning to receive. Like now you're this person receiving this energy from the cosmos alumni, right? They're like senpai, they're like alumni of the School of Earth. That's what she's been telling me all day today as well. It's like we are alumni and we just keep helping, because imagine if you have an alumni and you have a school you love so much, and that they've taught you so much to a point where you've gained mastery. Hence the term ascended master is that they graduated and they've gained a certain level of mastery, and that imagine them as those alumni. And there are these like school reunions that you keep coming back. There are these guest speakers, alumni speakers that keeps being invited to come back and speak. That's what they're doing for you and for all of us. So look at them that way, that they're these senpai, right? Like sisters, brothers, alumni, friends are giving you what they've learned, are sharing with you what they know, are sharing with you something that was once shared to them. So one day when you graduate and you become this alumni yourself, you can also share to those who were once in your position, and in the time of need, help guide, help provide the missing piece, so others can find their own path, can surpass where you've been, can go where you've never gone before. That's what they're doing as well. They want you, they have so much faith and love and trust, and like any good teachers and masters, they want you to surpass them. They want you to see the power that they see in you, the ways that they have paved, doing their best, right? Whether it's anything in our lives, in our human history that you feel you hold judgment or blame against, they did their best in those rough times to pave the ways, and so did you. Imagine an old road, rocky pavement built in an ancient civilization discovered by mankind today, like Machu Picchu, cities in Florence, any kind of places where there's ancient roads, and you find those ancient creations and you say, whoa, these are like amazing, how mankind could have built that way back then. It wasn't easy. There weren't tools. Weathers were rough. People didn't know what they were doing. And those people who did their best in building those roads. You don't just go up to the pavement in like Florence and like, oh, that's one ugly rock. That's one like messed up road. How'd you all build this like crappy road with bumpy rocks, right? Like, that's just not how you look at them, and that's just not how you look at yourself anywhere in the timeline ever. And that's because that's not how they ever look at you. So in that sense, what you're doing, they're hoping what they share to you through the Akashics, through anything you sense and learn from them, from your abilities, is a cup that allows you to flow forward with freedom of past shames and release yourself towards the new path that you're going to be paving, co-creating with them. And they're saying, some of you really need to hear this, and they want to emphasize and almost asking, right? Please surpass me. Please find a way to reverse engineer where I've been. Please find a way with love to reflect and relearn the words that have been passed down in a way that suits you today. They've done their best in relaying and leaving behind all they can. And they hope that you can be a better version of them. Because that's what any great teachers would do, is to wish for, not even teachers but friends, is to wish for you to be able to do your best and to do this in your own unique way, however, which way, shape, or form. Their only wish is for you to reverse engineer what they've left behind as a friend, because they know this eternal intertwining. It was their turn back then, it would be your turn now. Once you graduate, you pave these beautiful roads for the younger generations, for the children of the future timelines that are about to walk in. So they and believe that they will see your good intentions as you see theirs, right? Have trust and have faith that there's forgiveness, there's enough curiosity that will breed compassion, there's enough recognition of their suffering, your suffering, that at the end the next generation will look back and all they see is love, and they will also know that all you've left behind is what is the best you could do, and that with joy, with fun, with passion, they'll reverse engineer whatever mistakes or whatever they could take further in their own ways. So even now, focus on the cup that fulfills you. Focus on giving in the way you'd like is most natural and balanced to you. And trust your job. They're saying is not your job, but if you were to have a role, your role here is the holder of faith. Your role that could help a lot in this time, that they also had to learn to hold, and they wish to pass this piece of puzzle on to you. Is you are the freedom which is love, as we are all free love. You are freedom that comes with faith, for it is your faith that brings hope. And you learning how to have hope in all the hearts of the world is going to be all the light that they need. Because you understand as well. If you look back at each timeline, at each events in your life, the more faith you hold in people, they sense that energy from you. You're a hierophant. You work with the universal energy. You emit these electromagnetic fields. And from a place of faith in all the hearts in this world, all the love in this world, that's a job not everybody is ready to take. And you're ready. That's why you're here. Right? That faith you can bestow upon yourself, faith in your past self, in your current self, in your future self, right? That's almost like three, you and all the possibilities of timelines, your higher self, right? You, and you. And maybe the higher forms of life forces that are working with you. That's what she represents here, right? All the alumni, all the great names, ones who go by many names in the history of humanity. That's going to be you bestowing blessings on yourself within and for anyone else, for those around you. This is the blessing you can give. They really believe in you. I feel this like very, you know what, the part of that passionate energy that I saw in the flame, like it could be them, your guides, your higher self, the ascended masters, them. They're simply saying, they're rooting for you. like really, they're excited and they're like that passionate. Like they're telling me they feel like they see their old selves in you. They recognize you are suffering and they trust, because right now that's their role in this. Here in this reading is them showing you how to hold faith, hold trust, hold complete love, complete trust in possibilities for someone else. That's what the energy of Goddess Kuan Yin has always been doing for humanity. That's what the Ascended Masters have done. Holding faith, holding space of faith and hope for love. And this reading, that's what they are holding for you. So that one day you can hold this space for someone else. Yeah, but first, they're saying first, before you hold that space for someone else, you gotta start holding that space for yourself, right? Even with them, right? They're helping you to hold this space of faith and love for yourself. When you're ready, if you're curious, hold it for a piece of you that you're about to integrate. And when you're completely ready with this, hold this space with them, with your past self becoming a part of your love. Hold it for someone else. And your higher self is just the oversoul. That's just the manager, right? That's just the CEO. Your higher self is just up there, like, I'm gonna send you some Akashic records, like chapters. I'm gonna send you some Akashic records, knowledge that you need to know. And yeah, I'll make sure I manage all of this in divine timing. You just focus here. And they're working together in holding this faith for you, right? If anything, he's looking away because he's like, there's nothing to worry about here. You find yourself like, yep, she's like, she's gonna have to go through that. She's gonna have to work with that. She's gonna have to learn to see the cup for what it is. She's gonna have to learn to give in a time that she knows like how valuable these lessons are. Let her learn with the like the sensei, right? Like the masters. Yeah, I you got this. I'm not even gonna like, I'm just gonna focus on sending you like the Akashic records. I'm just gonna focus on what's up here because you know, you got this. Okay? So that's for your pal for tarot. I feel like they want me to call out an oracle deck. It's one that I've never used before. Are you sure you want this? Yeah, they keep repeating they want this one. Bring some fortune into your some blessings for you in extracting all the wisdom, all the potentials, all the possibilities of your inner growth from all of this. Let's see what blessings from the Willow Branch Kuan Yin. They're also telling me a part of understanding your times, that how the stories that were revealed to you through the Akashic records is something that is going to help your divine feminine energy, or the energies of the divine feminines in your life. Specifically for some of you, your mother, your siblings, your grandmother. It is something that can be related for some of you, and once you understand that, your collective here will be released from those energies as well, starting from you, right? That's why sometimes it seems overwhelming, like in the beginning, the overwhelming energy, like overflowing water. It's balancing your, I'm hearing balancing your own energy and the energy of clearing that all of your family and your collective, right? Two poles. That's what you're doing. That's why they're here to help, because you're a gatekeeper, right? Some of you are gatekeepers. Some of you are way showers. And some of you are tuning in. There's something that needs to come in. Some of you are struggling to say what needs to be said. As teachers, as friends, as mentors, whichever role you choose to embody in this lifetime. Understanding the root of it all from what has been revealed to you through the Akashic records will help move your soul's calling and mission forward to a point where you actually start paying it forward, right? So it turns out to be quite a long reading. Thank you for sticking, staying here with me. I appreciate it, and Universal Energy said they appreciate your investment of energies into working through these with them here, and opening your hearts and understanding how crucial it is for us to transmute what's within. Honestly, I've never used this oracle card before. They're saying some of you may have family that are like of Chinese descendants, ancestry. Look into the cultural. Look, the yin yang came up just like the back of that card. Look into the cultural beliefs and things that could contribute to the judgment, the blame, the fear, or the perfectionism, the you're not good enough, those limiting patterns, right, that we're here to release. Look into either your of Chinese ancestries or of any other cultural. Look into your family system of beliefs. There's something there, okay? There's something there that will help you release this judgment easier and just go easy on yourself. And look, number 30, Kuan Yin is associated to the number 3 as well. Is there anything that wants to pop out? Otherwise, I'm gonna pick out one. I feel like it's this one underneath. Dragon, 22. They're saying some of you are here and you've been feeling these, see, 2, 2, 2, 2. I was about to say, some of you are here and have been feeling these tremendous energies since the past 22nd of February 2022. That particular day when the portal opened up, when the energy shifted, you knew something big was going to happen, and something big did happen, and you're in the midst of that. Since that time, you're in the middle of that. So that's why you're here. And if you haven't, go and if you feel resonated or called to, I have done an energy reading for that particular day. They asked me to do it. I didn't know why. I just thought the numbers were nice, you know. And then I kept learning. Oh, okay, these are what was happening. These are the synchronicities, right? Maybe some of you don't know exactly, energetically, astrologically, what happened on that particular day, the 22nd of February. But you do know intuitively that something big was shifting within you. So I did a reading for that as well. If you feel called or resonate or just curious, right? Curiosity breeds compassion. If you're curious, there may be something in there for some of you, okay? So that video, I'll link it. I'll link it in the description box for those who are interested. Let me try and fit everything in a way that it does not glare and you can still see her. That's like crazy glares, right? Sorry, because it was getting so dark I had to turn on the flash. How should I do this? How are you gonna see all of this? Hiya. You know what? I'm just gonna put it on top because you've already seen the cards below quite enough. Yin and yang, right? Just like we were talking before, and then this card popped up. It's a confirmation that yes, some of you are doing both at the same time. That's why it feels overwhelming. So they're saying you manifested this. They're saying you asked for help, right? In releasing your family karmas, in releasing and helping your family, your ancestral line. And your guides right now specifically, I'm feeling your grandmother from your mother's side, very specific from your mother's side, are very thankful and very grateful for this job you've picked up. And for some of you are just, you'll know, okay? They're just telling me, I don't need to say it, you'll know who I'm talking about. because you've been working with them all these times. And they just want to remind you you're not alone, and that with the help of the universal and the cosmos, we're fine. We're more than fine. You're a dragon. Once you finish balancing the yin and yang, understanding that that particular point in time is just like a little one black stone in the vast ocean of your light. And whereas sometimes, or you can look at a time when that was so dark and you were that spark of light. You know, it's just the balance of these different realities, these different roles we play, different roles we take up to help the collective ascension and your own ascension. That's just what it is, right? And the dragon, to me, the dragon is the collective energy. I often work with dragons, and I get the symbolism of dragons when I work with big groups of collective energies, like groups of some ascended masters, groups of star seeds. I'm hearing for some of you the Syrian energy is here in this reading for you as well. The Pleiadian, of course, for those of you who are messengers and are looking to open that gate to serve and to help, to just be yourself and have the message come through, right? They're here for you as well. And love, right? Like Syrian energy, love. You'll be able to give that love and flow like a fish in water instead of drowning in waves, right? You will be able to do it. But you know what can serve a wave? A dragon. That's why they're here. All your collectives, your ancestors, the ascended masters, the star beings, the star seeds, all your fairy friends, your elves, your past Atlantis collectives, Lemurian collectives, the Lyran collectives. They're having me list all of these, you know, your Egyptian friends, your just all of them together. You are a dragon, and in this time, it takes a dragon to serve this wave, and that's why they're here for you, with you. There'll be times when the waves are not as strong. You serve alone like a little koi fish, and you'll just be, I'm fine in this little pond. I'm fine. I'm flowing fine. But this is just the time, that like pivotal tipping point, where the joint forces together, collectives and collectives and collectives and collectives joining and big collectives, just that sense. That's why sometimes it's overwhelming for you, because you are interacting with so many different source energy, different aspects of source energy, different types of energies that comes in and out at each time, depending on which cup needs to be given to you, which knowledge needs to be shared to you, so that you can use that in the future, right? When you're already trained past these mastery stage of initiation, and you're just gonna be swimming like fish in water. That's what they're saying, okay? Again, they want me to reaffirm balance is very important in this time. Balance of give and take. 222, that could be a number for you, or you could have some message or some experience that could help by understanding the energy of the past 22nd of February, or just the number 2s in general are your numbers, and these are 2s 3 times against Kuan Yin energy, 3, right? That's 33. That's the confirmation that she's here, right? You have 3, and then you have 3 2s. She's She says she's always here because she's a part of the universal energy. That's what she's saying. She's like, duh. Like when you call to the universal energy, whenever you work with them, with the collective, I've always been there. It's just you've never called me by name. Or like, I've never needed to be called by name. That's what she said. But I will represent, or the collective energy would put her story in the forefront because there's a cup that you can extract from her experience. That's when they get called out by name. But if not, there are ones who go by many names, and they're always there as the collective energy that is the dragon. So when you work with specific deities, with gods, they also want to share that you're working in a way where you're working like each to our own, right? But they want me to share my experience in working, that I work with aspects of source energies. And like I said, they will step forward once you can learn something from their experience under that name, under that lifetime. That's when they they get like, they share, they approach you in that label. But with you working with all the beautiful energy of unconditional love, even when you don't call them by name, they're always there. And when you give back to the cosmos, to the universe, they receive it too. So don't feel the need to call it and like I mean, of course you can if you want to, but don't feel the need to go like above and beyond to repay them, her specifically, because it's the place, the quantum space that they're in. They can't take their identity with them, so they no longer identify with their identities, but they only share it with us because we need something in there. We something in there is useful to us. Something in her story is useful to us. So that's when that story gets brought up. That's basically it. As a spirit symbol. Yes, I just saw this card. And oh my god, look at all of them. Is that her? Those are all the different god and goddesses lined up. They're spirit symbols. She is a symbol. Her name is a label that none of them can take when they're in the quantum field, when they're in that place of no thing, no one, in no time. The etheric realms where they operate from, it's a completely different, like, you won't even know how they address each other up there, because it's definitely not by any forms we experience here. And she's one of the many symbols. She's one of the many names, of the many stories, and of the many legends that life forces, humanity has left behind as a spiritual symbol, as a treasure for us to decipher, as clues, as wisdom, as learning for us to reverse engineer, okay? And that's what she's saying. If some of you are looking into working with or learning from any energies, she's saying what is restricting you could be the beliefs of that has been passed on generations from generations, or within your culture, within your country, that sees this work in a particular way. How are you going to do it though? Because you've come this far, and you know the basis of giving that you're doing all of this has always been love, right? It's always been love, and you do it in balance, just to transmute. You understand that you do this to transmute and heal yourself and share when you have enough love to share. When you feel like a dragon, you share like a fish because because you just flow and you swim with the currents, right? So some of you, there's that. How do you want to design your gifts? How do you want to design your life? How do you want to design and understand what it is you do, how it is you live, what it is your energy embodies, and how it creates, how it co-creates, how it flows, how it shares. That's up to you to learn, same as they've learned it and did it in their own ways. All of them, many of them who's gone by you, ascended masters, any of the higher dimensional beings that you know or hear of, they've passed this point and they're excited to see how you make sense, how you come to an understanding of your own about this, because it's all, they're learning from you and you're learning from them. It's in a spiritual realm of possibilities that it's like they're just saying each to our own, each to their own. Same goes for you, okay? Like I've always called, I was thinking about making this series, and I might, if depending on how I can flow like a fish, but they're just ones who goes by many names, right? And you're one of them. And whatever your name is, here and now, that's just your name now. And you go by so many names after this, and you've gone by many names before this. If anything, they're saying you've done this before. Many times, okay? And you keep coming back, just like the alumni. What a beautiful reading. They're also saying before we end this reading for your pal, the last thing is, whatever you receive right now in your dreams, whatever you receive right now as synchronicities, symbols in your life, receive it with gratitude and ease, okay? Take it easy. It's just yourself sending it down. They're saying it's your avatar consciousness, right? You understand how you're multidimensional. You understand your role here in this timeline. You understand how they're telling me, for some of you, just look into Kuan Yin and look into her role in the longer time span of the avatar we know as Avalokiteshvara. There could be something there that help you in this journey. So they say if there are symbols, signs, synchronicities, please know that it's from your higher self. And it's your own, you are your own manager and CEO that's sending down all these Akashic knowings. Of course, in working with all the light beams, right? He's touching these light beings. And orange is sacral energy center for some of you. And also orange is like relationships, right? Relationships. Your higher self has relationships up there. Connections and relationships up there that are helping you with this. And your ancestors as well. They're saying this is a big chance and opportunity to have a new relationship with yourself. and all of yourself, and have a new relationship with them, and all that you know comes in and touch your life, right? Life, energies, whether you label them spirits, angels, fairies, mermaids, guides, like these are labels. They're ones who goes by many names. They're all spiritual symbols, and they will approach you in the way that is most helpful to you. And that is what the role, that's also one of Avalokiteshvara's mission or calling, or the natural trait of Avalokiteshvara is that, I don't want to say it's a he or a she, because like it goes by genders, like different genders across time. And one of the forms is of course Kuan Yin. And like when we read before, Quan Yin was worshipped as a male deity, and then with the stories of Myo-shan, it shifted to a female deity. That's the nature of Avalokiteshvara's avatars and reincarnations as well, is he appears, he or she appears, even if it's even in a human form at all, in any forms that fits the world, in any form that fits that planet, appears in any form that is most useful and most receptive. That is the highest way of helping to that collective, to that planet, to that world. So, how you work and operate, there may be something that you can learn from the history and lifetimes of Avalokiteshvara, and how he chose to manifest himself as an avatar, right? As Kuan Yin, or as any other forms. You similarly has an oversoul like that up there, who chose to manifest you in this form, knowing that you work like a dragon with everybody else, with love. And that one day you'll be here to understand and find this spiritual symbol and understand. So you can trust yourself more, because your higher self shows like the top-notch version of you. Just like, if there's no even like why the need to compare or but like you as you are here is a match for your mission. Okay, that's the last message they want me to say. You are the match, the perfect match, the beautiful resonance of to that of your vortex, to that of your alignment, to that of your mission, your calling here, now, in this timeline. So trust yourself, love yourself, have compassion, okay? And understand that you have all the time you need. You have all the time you need, right? They're helping you. Okay. I feel like that's it. They stepped back. That's it. 4. Anything? No. Yeah, they said balance, okay? Remember, no one can, like, in this human form, it's difficult to be completely transparent. It's nature. Even in the yin and yang, somebody needed to hear that, okay? It's okay for you to have some rock in your, some darkness in your light and some light in your darkness. It's nature. It's the nature of this world. It's the nature of planet Earth and how Mother Gaia operates. So somebody needed to hear that, okay? Alright, apart from that, I feel like that's all the message for your pal, for pal number 1. And thank you so much for being here with me and for joining me in this reading. I am so happy that, it's just an overwhelming joy, and I think it's your energy that you're feeling it too, right? Like, I know you're feeling it too, because they're recharging you, okay? They're recharging you. So thank you so much for being here with me today, here in Project Love Sky. My name is Mai, and it is my honor to be here and to co-create this possibility in the timeline with you, with the universal energy, with the energy of unconditional love, and that energy of Goddess Kuan Yin. And what else do I have to say at the end of videos? If you like the video, please consider helping me subscribe or press like, or support me through, I'll leave the support links down below in the description box as well, so I can keep doing this in a more sustainable way in the long run as well. And yeah, that'll be it. Share, press like, so that other friends could also find this message in their own divine timing. And with what else? I'm trying to end the video, but they're tapping me for something. They're saying for some of you, if you feel called to the other pals, look in there. There may be something in there for you. Okay? Yeah. Is that it? I'm gonna end the video now. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the last message for some of you. Okay. So thank you again, and I'm like, I feel weird. Like, some of you, there's something in your energy that kind of like wants to continue. I'll do that in another pile, okay? So if you feel like you really enjoyed this and working with the energies alongside and with me in this sense, then check out my other videos as well. I've done a couple of readings, and also check out my Twitch live streams. I do that once from time to time, but mostly my content are here, or check the other piles, okay? And thank you so much for being here, and I'll end this reading for pile number 1 right here. And I hope that you all you're filled with love, joy, wholeness, like happiness, excitement, peace, and just lots and lots and lots of love. With that, my dog agrees, right, Sugar? Yes, lots and lots of love within you and all around you, always, okay? Always, every day, wherever you go, may you have love in your heart and love surrounding you. So thank you, and have a blessed and wonderful, wonderful day, night, or whatever time's a construct, whatever time zone you're in, but have a beautiful, beautiful time. Thank you, and I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.